everyone's having a most wonderful evening. Now, who would like to speak first?
Argentinos pecadores. On YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis Exile. Alright, welcoming you back to the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days, we're dueling with a different deck every single day. Today is day number 3, and it's time to take on the Psycho Shocker himself. It's time for Jinzo. We got a deck centered around Jinzo and summoning him out, along with all the different cards that support him, and saying no to trap cards. That is our big thing. We don't want to see no traps here. And we got kind of a thief sort of thing going with Jinzo. You know, it just kind of turned out that way. We're going to be stealing our opponent's stuff with some very thematically appropriate cards, tributing my opponent's monsters, making Jinzo, and basically just going from there. It's pretty straightforward with this deck. And if we got lucky, we'll be up against some trap-heavy decks. We'll see how it goes. But we got our deck here today, and we'll be showing off the wombos and the combos, the what-dos and the what-not-dos, and having ourselves a good old time. So big shout out to Mr. Eric Breeze, who wanted us to take a look at Jinzo today. And don't forget, if y'all have suggestions for the 100 days, leave them in the comments. We're all ears. So, enough talking, let's head on into the action. Let's show off this deck, show you how it works, and we'll have ourselves a good old time. Alrighty, our first opponent, another day and another card game. We kind of like to go second with this deck. Been doing a lot of going second decks this season, 100 days so far. But yeah, going second is our predominant. We can also go first to a degree. Really just depends what we're up against. And we appear to be up against, let's say that looks like some sort of anti-meta thing. Hard to say. We'll see. Let's see. Can't be added except by drawing them. So we'll give it a shot. We're going to be the law of the cosmos. My opponent sets a trap to the deck. If they don't, we get a Jinzo. Now, obviously, they're probably not going to, set a trap card, considering they don't want me to get out Jinzo, but that's the theme of this deck with the, trap things. Jinzo, he's all about stopping trap card. Oh, hey, he actually said no. So, okay, we got Jinzo on the board, boys. We got our Jinzo on the board. So, let's see. We have to do it. Grandpa lives. Jinzo 7, baby. He lives. He says right. He said it right there. He is alive. So let's attack directly. Good old Jinzo number 7. We'll attack, hit our opponent, and let's hit this Thunder King Rayo. See what that's gonna do. Okay, do a nice little bit of 1,000 damage. That's a good start. And we'll go ahead and sit our Everlasting Alloy to protect ourselves, and we's good. He's nice. I threw this card in straight up. It's just like a joke. Jinzo number 7, the joke card, but it's in here. I can use it. Well, he survived for a minute. He survived for a good hot second, he did. Let's see. No. I mean, we're good at the moment. I mean, my opponent's relying on traps to stop me, which is not going to work against Jinzo. None of these traps are going to do him any good. I imagine... I would have to imagine this guy's got like kaijus and things, because the thing with Ice Barrier is that it's really easy to search out like Gamathiel. So I'm gonna guess that's what he's got. So let's get Cyber Energy Shock. It's kind of like a Burst Stream of Destruction and things like that. It lets me pop a card. And I can pop traps. And that would allow me to give a nice power boost. So we'll see where this goes. We'll see. But right now, this is hands down perfect for what our deck wants to do. We want to just be up against trap heavy decks. That's like our main stopping power, It's actually something I was worried about when I was given this deck. Like, how often are we going to be up against trap decks? And oh my goodness, now that is our special tech card. Jinzo 7's cool. Psychic Processor is just plain busted, because I can banish this thing to summon out 2 of my machines from the hand. So I can get another Jinzo and a psychic bounder. See, it's kind of like an allied justice situation. You know, if allied justice are against light monsters, they do pretty good. If they're not, they do pretty bad. In this case, we're up against a trap deck, so we can do pretty dang good. Let's see. What do I want? Opponent draws, like draw Jinzo. I kind of want to get so many. Let's get Psychic Wave. I can burn my opponent now, so that's what we'll do. Psychic Wave. We'll ditch our last Jinzo to the graveyard, burn my opponent for 600. I can also just recover Jinzo later, but let's see. Oh, but I have to have Jinzo in the deck, so yeah, I'll do 600 burn damage. Not a big deal. And let's go for the olden battle phase. Thanks to Processor, let's see. These two can attack directly this turn, so I'll just do that to show it off. But really, this guy, he was getting ready to just kind of interrupt everything I'm trying to do. Unfortunately for him, anti-meta is something that we're good for. We're anti-meta. Unfortunately, oh, I feel that. Wait, I forget what I put in my action. I don't have Gaga Cowboy, do I? Do I have? No. No, that's the one thing I don't have in here. Let's see. No. Now we're good. I just regret that I didn't run the one meme card I coulda. Woulda, shoulda put in a Gaga Cowboy. That would have been hilarious, because none of my cards lock me out of anything, so, you know. You know. But yeah, this is gonna be, no, the ball! Balls! Oh, no. Okay, that's a little annoying. Target machine. Alright, let's use Psychic Wave. Oh, I guess I can't. Yeah, yeah. Okay, who? Oh, right, because these guys count for Jinzos. Jinzo. I'm like, I can't recover stuff. Yes, I can. Let's send Jinzo Ejector. It doesn't really matter who. And my opponent surrender, as he would, of course, because he's all traps. We're all counter trap. It ain't gonna get any better than that, folks. But you know that is showing you exactly what this deck is about. Just if we're up against anti-meta people, which on yugioh Pro there's plenty of people like this, then you're gonna be in a good situation. You know, yeah, you might run into a kaiju or two, but for the most part, Jinzo can stop any trap-based strategy. That's his whole shtick. So let's go for duel number 2. And maybe run into like a trap tricks player. That would be great. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Alrighty, duel number 2. The first duel, absolutely perfect. Let's see if we can continue that. Let's see if this guy's, okay, 60 cards. Unless that's Labyrinths, this could be bad. You know, because Jinzo, the one thing holding back Jinzo is their whole reliance on trap. I mentioned it before with like the Allies of Justice. It's a thing when you center an archetype around doing like one thing and requiring your opponent to be doing that one thing, it makes it really tricky. We are being Cyberdocs, and they do run it. I know they have at least one trap card. They have that one trap that, what does it do again? So that pops things, if I remember right. The Clockwork Knight is going to make this very difficult. Because it's going to make my monsters small and weak. I don't like my monsters being small and weak. I like them being big and strong. Alrighty, let's see here. What do we have for opening hand? Let's see. Let's start off with the Law of the Cosmos, as we do. Gonna go ahead and activate that. If my opponent has a trap card, they get the trap card for free. And then I get to summon out a Jinzo. Yep, Jinzo. That in Perm does nothing now. Which is good for me, bad for them. And we're gonna activate Cosmos Channeling. Neat little spell when my opponent draws cards. Which will basically just let me draw another card. It doesn't do like a lot, but it does do something. Let's see. I'm kind of tempted to just kind of go with that for the moment. I don't want to overcomplicate my turn. So we're gonna start with this and see where this goes. We shall see. So let's go for Cosmos Channeling. I am going to use my psychic gamer powers and say he probably drew a monster. Damn it. I was wrong. It was a trap. It was another trap. Okay. It was another trap. Ah, the new Cyber Dragon guy. This guy doesn't really look much like a Cyber Dragon, to be honest. I guess he's a cyber, not a dragon. What does this do? Summon this card from the hand. Take a Cyber Dragon. Either summon it or equip it. Cannot summon it for this turn. Reset machines. Return Cyber Dragon to the hand. Add poly. Alright, just a polymerization searcher. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's something. That's pretty reasonable. Fairly reasonable card. It's level 5 too, I just noticed. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so we're up against the Cyber Jormungandr. A Jormungandering up at that monster, if I'm right. So, let's see. We will see where it goes. It'd be really nice if I could steal his monsters. Because one of the nice things about channeling, which is the real reason we're playing the thing, is that if I have a monster of my opponent's, I can send it to the graveyard to summon any machine from my hand or grave. It's really good in conjunction with all of our thieving cards, you know, things like Snatch, Steal, Change of Heart, etc., etc. It's just really good. Cyber Dark Worm and... Oh man, this guy's got the whole hand, doesn't he? I think my opponent is preparing to OTK me. It is something that Cyber Dragons are really good at. I guess, let me think about this. Powerbomb would have been worse, but he could search Poly, go for Twin Dragon. Or he'll just go for, like, the boring play and make Infinity Dragon, which I wouldn't be a fan of, per se. No, wait, you're not gonna do the other thing? You probably could have brought out another Cyber Dragon, my friend, I'm just saying. Not saying you need to do it, I'm just saying you could have, like, had more monsters. Oh, he doesn't need more. I apologize. I wasn't trying to be rude, but okay. Now comes the Twin Dragon. Yeah, I'm dead. I am very dead. It's ironic we're losing to a monster that's got purple Bowerder. I'm anti-purple. That's funny. All right. Well, unfortunately, that is a loss. I figured that was. I knew that was going to happen. I mean, I figured it was going to happen. Jinzo needs traps to fight up against, and we got started. But unfortunately, Cyber Dragons are like insanely good at OTKs. And I did not have any ways to interrupt that. So, well, that's going to happen. It's okay. Let's pick ourselves up for duel number 3. Get into the fight in third. And, you know, with any luck, we'll see some more trap cards. That's the most important thing. All right, everybody, the third opponent. The fight in third. As we go, and let's see what we got. All right, go second again. I could go first, but, you know, I don't want to. Okay, baby, we got our boy. Jinzo number 7. He back. You gonna bring us some good luck. As for... Okay, they do play traps. Not a lot of traps, but they play traps. Okay. Okay. This is gonna be a tricky one. As for... They don't rely on their trap, but... It is a good trap. It's just they're mostly like a Link summoning deck. They summon out the one dude who does negate monster effects, so that could be troublesome. Each of your opponent's monster, the same column as an escort, is banished when it leaves the field. Same column, cannot be used as material. Same column loses 600 attack points. Same column, that monster can't be destroyed by battle. Yeah. They're very column focused, the S-Forces. It's kind of a weird bunch. They're a little weird. We're not too terribly strange. Alright, what do you got? Lingaribo. Ugh, never liked this guy. People keep telling me this is a Karibo card. I disagree. Just because you make Link Karibo with different angry eyeballs does not make this a Karibo. Alright, that's just my take on it. So, what do we got going here? Opponent activates a trap card. The irony. Attribute this card and get that card's bad. Banish this card to the graveyard for an ignition monster. Okie dokie. Ah, okay. I'm not sure what the Lingaribo was for, but alright. S-Force justification. He's justificating. That's what he's doing. He's justifying all the, like, whatever, like, laws are being enforced here. What laws do they enforce? I have no idea. But they enforce something. Okay, what's our hand? I mean, that's a Jinzo. I really wish Jinzo 7 counted as... Does he? I've never actually... We'll test that in a minute. We'll test that. Should I just test it now, though? I think it's better if we just go for our boy Psychic Bounder. I could be very wrong here, but we'll give it a shot. Besides, it's main phase, so if he does things, I got triple tactical talents. Let's see. No. No. Nah. Alright, so he's gonna negate my Psychic Bounder, which normally that's a pretty bad thing. Let's see. I didn't put any links in this deck. I didn't think I'd ever be linking in this one. Wasn't really a thing that came up in testing too much. Alright, but let's burn our opponent and set ourselves up for getting Jinzo back later. We'll activate triple tactical talents. And I normally steal this. But I think I'm just going to draw some cards instead. I think I'm just going to draw some things and see where this goes. We'll activate Cosmo Channeling. And let's go Lure of Darkness, because we really just need to draw into something that'll give us the cards we need. Trap on the field or in either grave. There are no traps at the moment. Branded Regained. No! Well, actually, thank you. Thank you for giving me back my stuff. I appreciate it. Alright, Lure of Darkness number 2. Come on, baby. Give me something. Maybe. We'll see. Hold on. Maybe this could help. Let's use Law of the Cosmos. I can make this work. I can make this work. I think so. Let's go for Law of the Cosmos. He'll know by now I'm playing Jinzo, so I'm curious whether they're going to let me search or not. That is a good question. Okay, they're smart enough not to do that. Okay. That's the thing about, like, the Jinzos, is, like, sometimes it's all going to work out for you, and sometimes it's not. Let's see, how many spells? They do have more spell traps than I do, so let's go for the Psychic Mega Cyber. Go for that, dude, and we're going to activate our Mind Control to steal the Justification. That way I can justify things. Indeed. Alright, so we'll steal this thing. What is it? Does this do anything else? Target face-up effect monster controls to get effects to the end phase. Banish at least the field. There's really not much point into doing that. So what we're going to do, Spectral Summon the Psychic Mega Cyber, because we can. And then we will use our Cosmo Channeling to get rid of the Justification. I need not Justification. All I need is Jinzo. So we'll summon out Jinzo. Very nice. And let's see. That would just put that there in the same column. Yeah, so we're good, I think. I don't remember if S-Force has, like, battling hand traps and things. I don't think they do. But I could be very wrong. Okay, at least in this case, I am not wrong. Okay. Alright. So, a little touch and go here. My opponent lost his best trap card, which is the one that bounces everything, so that's good. But we're not quite out of the woods yet, because they still have life points. My opponent still has a life point or two, so we'll see where this is gonna go. I could make an Exceed. Oh, wait, I could make Chaos Angel. I like the idea of going for Chaos Angel. Not against Mega Cyber, but this is Chaos Angel. So let's go ahead and I'll banish Branded Regained. I don't think the field spell is gonna. I don't think leaving that there is gonna hurt me in any way, really. Not especially. So let's end our turn, see where this goes. Let's go ahead and use Cosmo Channeling. I'm gonna guess you drew a monster card. Maybe I'll get to draw a card, maybe I won't. Either way, it works for me. Either way, works for me. And it was a monster. Reveals the card they drew. How does that work if he summons it? I don't actually know how that works. So this is I guess these are just materials for summons. I was about to say, why are Bestials in here? The answer? Stuff. That's all you need to know. They're there for stuff. So yeah, I guess, yeah, that just dodges channeling, but it doesn't matter. All that would do is get me another card. I don't really need another card right now. So I'm good. I'm good. I mean, Jinzo can't be beaten in battle. My Chaos Boy is unaffected by monsters, so it all depends on what they make. But I do have my Cyber Energy Shockwave, little energy blast that what a Jinzo can do. That's a thing about Jinzo. Like, he's a machine, but his original Japanese name roughly translates to like Psycho Shocker. The guy who originally used him, Esperoba, was like psychic, so like it's implied that he's like a psychic powers kind of guy. So he's got like he's a robot with psychic powers. Kind of like the first psychic monster, but like unofficially, unofficial like. All right, Chiyomaru doing your thing. Is Chiyomaru related to SP Little Knight? Because they look very similar. I just want to say that out loud. They look very remarkably similar to each other. I'm gonna go off on limb. They're probably the same person or something. Triple the Ignister monster. Something extra. Someone's going. Okay. I've got one interrupt. That's the trick. Night Chaser. Opponent's monster. Same calls and S Force. Target S Force you control. Shuffle the deck. Someone can banish S Force monster. Okay. All right, you got your Night Chaser. It's been so long since I've seen Night S Force. I'm trying to remember like all their stuff. I actually forgot the Night Chaser was a thing. But yeah. All right, you got your Night Chaser. You got your other monsters. But thanks to my Chaos Angel boy, you're not going to be able to affect Jinzo. It's kind of like me and my boys were playing the old Pokemon Stadium the other day. I have an old N64. And in that game, if a Pokemon gets hit by a not effective move, it literally just like bounces off their face. It's hilarious. Yeah, see, there's SP Little Knight. And that's going to banish my stuff, which ain't necessarily good. Alright, well, I might as well use... Let's see, so if I activate an effect, that'll negate somebody. Well, I'm trying to destroy stuff. I'm gonna attempt to destroy Little Knight, I guess. There's really no one else to hit. Not really. Okay. Unfortunately, Jinzo's just gonna be destroyed. There's nothing I can do about it. Luckily, I have another one, though, so if I draw the right stuff, maybe. We shall see, Jinzo. We shall see. It's not gonna be easy, buddy. Oh, why did he get... Oh, because Sarnia, right. Freaking Bestial Rebellion just showing up out of nowhere. And that's gonna let him get rid of Chaos Angel. Gosh darn it. That is unfortunate. Great. This is what happens when I let my opponent have a trap card. Oh my god. Of all the things you had to have in your deck, it had to be Thunder Dragon Colossus. I've seen this combo before. It's just Thunder Dragon Colossus. There he is. Alright. And he'll have protection, because that's a thundery boy. And, well, it's not a dragon, so that's good. But other than that, that's pretty bad. I assume this is going to get... Yeah, Druid's Worm. It's always Druid's Worm. Alright. This is not necessarily good. I'm going to have to attempt this, even though I'm pretty sure... Yeah, he's just going to banish everything with Little Knight. There's nothing I can really do about this. I didn't set up anything to stop it. So, unfortunately, I think I've lost this one too. Which is a damn shit. The worst part is I'm losing to a trap card. The trap card that unfortunately, my opponent was able to set up. Which is just throwing salt in the wound. That's just throwing some salt in the wound. But, you know, my opponent, he played his dang heart out. Playing these S forces, they did pretty dang good. I was just trying to think, what did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong, or did my opponent just have like all the outs? Hard to say. Hard to say, but if I can draw, well, that's the thing. It doesn't really matter what I draw into. SP Little Knight will counter any of my card stealing cards. There's literally nothing I can do. The only thing I can hope for is drawing Jinzo 7. and maybe getting a little chip in just to tease my opponent. That's my hope. That is not the card I just said I needed. All right. Well, unfortunately, not the duel I wanted to have. Alrighty, everybody. So the advent of the Psycho Shocker unfortunately didn't go quite as well as I'd hoped. You know, we went 1 and 2, which not the best, but it's a thing with Jinzo. You know, my opponent's playing lots of trap cards. If we're up against labyrinths or trap tricks or just like a fair number of like trolley decks, then Jinzo does pretty dang good. Against things that don't care about traps so much, we suffer a little bit, but that's, you know, that's just how Jinzo is meant to be. He's an anti-trap monster. That's what he does. You know, when he's in the situation that he's called for, Jinzo, he delivers. You know, here we've seen the Jinzos. We've got to show off most of what they like to do. Psychic process is very helpful. We got our Mega Cyber and our Bounder doing some work. You know, Jinzo got to be on the board. We didn't get to see the Jinzo Lord. But let's be real. We saw the real boss monster do some stuff. That's the most important part. So we got to show off most of what this deck is trying to do. We didn't really get to touch upon the extra deck too much. Like there's an Exceeds for Jinzo, which I forget what this even does. He's mostly in here because he's a Jinzo. But you know, we had a nice little toolbox of different things here in case things got a little more heated. We didn't get to see it as much, but sometimes that's going to happen, and that's okay. So hope everybody did enjoy seeing Jinzo regardless. Pardon me. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to smack the like button, consider subscribe, and help the channel keep it growing, because we're shooting up and upwards, trying to get to that 1,000 sub mark by the end of the season. That's our goal. So next time, we're going to be taking a look at Vampire Monarchs. We've been working on that deck, and ooh, that's going to be a tricky one. Ooh, that's going to be a tricky one indeed, but we're going to work on that a little bit more. I'm going to have it out right for you. So thanks for watching, everybody, and here's the deck list in case you want to take a look at what we do with Jinzo. So for our main deck, we have 1 Jinzo Lord, 2 copies of Jinzo the Machine Menace, 3 of the titular Jinzo. I'd use the original artwork, but it's broken on my version of Video Pro, unfortunately. 2 copies of the Psychic Mega Cyber, 3 copies of Psychic Bounder, 3 Jinzo Jector, 3 copies of Psychic Processor, because he's a really dang good card in the deck, 2 copies of Assault Synchron for Synchro Shenanigans, and 1 of the most broken Jinzo of them all. We have 2 copies of Lord Darkness, because we're playing a whole bunch of dark monsters. We have 1 Change of Heart, 2 triple tactical talents, 3 copies of Mind Control, 3 Law of the Cosmos, 2 Everlasting Alloy, 2 Cyber Energy Shock, 2 Psychic Wave, 2 Cosmo Channeling, and a Snatch Steal. I consider trap cards in the deck. It's a very fancy way of playing Jinzo, but it takes a lot of setup. For our extra deck, we have things like a Boguska, 2 copies of Jinzo Layered, sub 1 out for Gaga Cowboy, it'll be funny. 1 copy of Dampered Vampire Sheridan, because you steal your opponent's stuff and have a Jinzo, you can exceed into the sky. That's pretty cool. You have our Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. For our Synchro package, we have things like Stardust Dragon, Cell Synchro Stardust Dragon. We have Thought Ruler's Arc Fiend, because psychic inspiration. Draco Berserker of the Tenyi, Void Ogre Dragon, Beals of the Diabolical Dragons, Satellite Warrior, in case we have it's more of a late game thing, but it's something we can do. Things like Sword Soul, Supreme Sovereign Shenging, Arms with the Gen Zero Return, and Chaos Angel. A lot of different things we can do there. As for the side deck, things like Super Polymerization can be useful because we have a lot of dark monsters. There's definitely things like Starting Venom Fusion Dragon, whatever have you may that you're up against. More Allure if you find like you need to have draw even more cards. Book of Moon is essentially like a trap card in Jinzo because it's interrupting your opponent, but it's not a trap, so you're not interrupting yourself. So that's definitely an option there. Things like Enemy Controller, which I took 1 out, but it allows you as well to just steal your opponent's stuff, change to the bad position, what have you may. The stealing takes a little more effort though because you have to tribute a monster, so not as useful there, but it is an option. More Cosmo Channeling really isn't necessary, but if you really felt like going for 3, you really want to just tribute your opponent's stuff to summon Jinzo, go have it. An Amplifier is an old equip spell for Jinzo. It effectively allows you to run traps while your opponent cannot. So if it was a little more consistent to do, if this was searchable, then you could run battle traps and things in your Jinzo deck, and would certainly be hilarious. I really wish I had the balls to do that today. Maybe another day we'll do that. Someone remind me to do that in the future. We'll give it a shot. But for now, yeah, that's our Jinzo deck. Tomorrow, Vampire Monarchs. Until next time, everybody, your boy, the Memphis X08, signing out. Till then, you'll stay safe and happy. I'll see you again tomorrow. You have a good one.